Pro Football Focus lists Kareem Hunt and Jarvis Landry as the two players who will be productive consistently on a week-to-week basis. Number one, do you agree with that?
I do. I think, listen, if you're going to go into defensive game planning against that team this year, you're going to do whatever you can, and you're not going to take them away, but you're going to do everything you can to limit Nick Chubb and Odell Beckham. There's just too much talent on this offense, and the fact that Kareem Hunt can be used in the passing game, I think, is a really big plus. And that receiver core, if he is used properly, is going to be almost indefensible. And
one of
Landry,
the two. Go ahead.
No, we know what Landry does. I mean, Landry is that guy on big third downs and in other passing situations when Baker Mayfield is flushed from the pocket. Landry is the guy who he feels comfortable finding him on the field, knows where he's going to be. Well, so I agree with that. I think they're both going to have terrific seasons.
Pro Football Focus says Hunt joined the Browns offense after his 8-game suspension in 2019 and immediately became part of the offense. This offense has an opportunity for a pass-catching back. It catered nicely to Dalvin Cook last year under Stefanski. Nick Chubb will take a considerable amount of the early down work, but that won't stop Hunt from seeing 10-plus touches per game. Most of this volume will be in the form of targets, a valuable fantasy opportunity. Well, forget fantasy. If he gets 10 targets, I don't know how they stop that team.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's even better than we thought he was as a receiving, as a pass catching back when he got here.
All right, let's talk about another consistent producer. That's Jarvis Landry. Last season, he had 83 receptions, 1,174 yards, 6 touchdowns. He had more than 50 yards receiving in 12 of his 15 games, 14.1 yards of reception. That's a career high, as was 73.4 yards per game. That is a career high. I'll tell you what, if he repeats that, they're going to score a lot of runs and points.
Yeah, I mean, to me, he was a guy that when they signed him to the contract, you thought that's too much money. He's not a number one guy, but he doesn't have to be now, and he's very good at finding spots in the defense and coming up with big catches. I mean, how many times have you seen him drop a pass in a big situation? It just doesn't happen.